Good afternoon, everyone, and you get 2 videos for the price of 1 today from me. And the reason is I've been spending the last couple of weeks not making videos because I've been researching some things, and it's my job to really kind of dig deep in my profession and sort of put things on blast that I think have some sort of interest or relevance in cases like this. And the one that really caught my eye this week was from a channel with only 313 subscribers called Turbo Time. And this is fascinating because this page alleges that they have a source, somebody named Joe Lynn, they call them. They're protecting their identity, that worked with Rick Allen allegedly at the Lafayette Walmart on Commerce Drive in Lafayette, Indiana in 2010. It states and alleges that Rick was later transferred to the Bradley, Illinois Walmart due to, quote, inappropriate behavior to women, and that Rick would later return to this Walmart in 2014, and she documents Joe Lynn's story in an eloquent 6-minute and 48-second video that I don't think most people have seen yet. Let's take a listen at a little bit of this and just hear what this person who interviewed Joe Lynn alleges that Joe Lynn experienced while working with Allen at Walmart, because frankly, if this story is true, it's creepy as hell, and I hope investigators have gone down this road as well. Here you go, folks.
In 2010, I worked at Walmart in Lafayette, Indiana as an overnight stalker. There were several shift managers, and one of them was Richard Allen, the Delphi murderer.
Alleged.
I only knew him as Rick. I never even knew his name was Richard until I saw his pics in the news. I got a message from a former coworker who was like, "Is that Rick from Walmart?" And I was like, holy shit, it is. Anyway, his wife also worked there at one time. She worked at the jewelry counter at one point, and I didn't have much interaction with her, honestly. She was very nice when I did see her, and I never heard anything bad about her. She seemed quiet, didn't say a lot, but friendly to everybody. As for Rick, I'll tell y'all some stories in no particular order and my general impressions. These are not in chronological order, just as they come to my memory. Generally, he was a funny guy. As a manager, I thought he was pretty all right at first. Not super strict, would joke around with you, laid back. He was one of the managers who might sit in the break room and eat with us on 2 a.m. lunch break rather than sit in the manager's office. As time went on, though, he became kind of creepy flirty. He would make inappropriate comments to the women. Things like, if we were stocking shelves and he came by to check each department, if we were bent over doing something, or bent over picking something up, he might linger, and if we asked what he was doing, he would smirk or wink and say, "Just watching you do your job." If it was a group of women working together and he had to come talk to us, he would say things like, "What a lucky guy I am," and look us up and down.
Now, I'm not going to sit here and play this entire video because you can go to this page, Turbo Time. The title of the video is Richard Allen Lafayette Walmart Creep. I'll put the link in the description, and you can watch the other 4.5 minutes of it because it only gets worse from there. The allegations are that Allen, who's basically twice these girls' ages, is always wanting to tag along places with them on lunch breaks, trying to cover for them, just real kind of icky sort of stuff that would probably raise red flags to a lot of people in a work environment. And if Allen was in fact terminated or moved, moved from this job at one point because of this sort of thing and this sort of behavior, which this video alleges, there's probably some sort of documentation of that Walmart has in its corporate files. The other thing that I've really been thinking about is when I read the affidavit from the eyewitnesses for Richard Allen's arrest, or the probable cause arrest warrant, one of the things that stands out to me is how the other eyewitnesses claim that the person that they think is Bridge Guy or Allen had, quote, a sense of purpose. And in my studies from Dr. Kathleen Ramslin and other people who study serial killers and people who harm children, she repeatedly states that when you commit a crime like this in broad daylight, it almost always signifies some sort of premeditation. So my big question is this. Allen already admits he's out there that day. He's on his phone. Was he on the phone like stalking Abby or Libby's social media accounts? Was he waiting in his car? He would have had the perfect vantage point sitting at the CPS building, watching Kelsey or somebody pull up with the girls and just following them in there, seeing them make posts on Instagram that they're on the bridge, all sorts of other ways that he could have known that they were going to be out there. And it seems like even police continue to believe that this was some sort of a premeditated crime on some level. And the fact that they still think that there are other people who had a hand in this on some level and don't seem to be able to prove it tells me that there's more to this story. What more, we don't know yet. I hope that comes out at trial and through further investigation. But videos like this just go to show you that there is so much more out there that investigators can use to further reveal the person that Richard Allen allegedly was prior to these crimes. And a lot of it that we're getting doesn't paint a real rosy picture, or doesn't paint the picture of Allen as this mild-mannered, just working man that we're told he is. Again, everybody's innocent until proven guilty in a court of law, but it seems to me that the more and more we're learning about this case, the more and more there were very, very likely two completely different sides to Mr. Richard Allen. Thanks and have a great day, everybody.